This might be the worst episode because I just don't think my audience definitely doesn't care about beauty stuff. Your audience.
Hey everyone, how are you? I'm Moonlight Mason. Welcome to my channel, and today we are going to do commentary on H3's podcast with Trisha. I feel very different making this video because it's such a serious one. I mean, when it was over and she walked out, I thought it's what happens behind closed doors that we don't see. So I felt so bad for Moses, because I'm sure that because of her state of mind, she projected onto Moses. Lots of revelations on both this video and the subsequent video that I will make. You know, we learn on both videos Trisha's words, that she may be schizophrenic and that she now hears voices. So this is what she said, and you know, it's just so humbling and it's sad. Let's just with respect and kindness and, you know, with all of the sympathy that we can generate, let's get into this video. When you say my boyfriend doesn't like you, and you're talking to his brother-in-law and your sister and your wife, his sister, and you guys don't like him, and it's not true. Apparently to him it's not true, but she claims that Moses tells her these things, and there's a part of me that thinks, is Moses putting crazy stuff in Trisha, like the words that she mispronounces, you know, or the things that she says and does sometimes, you know, with her TikToks in the Jewish community, or even like telling Trisha, I don't know, is he telling her stories that they don't really like each other? Is he really doing that? You know, to like play with her or egg her on or get her back or just play with her? I mean, that's always a possibility too. It's just Moses has such an angelic facade. Okay, he really does. I mean, when you watch Moses interact with anyone, he gives you the feeling of safety and, you know, very warm and sweet and like willing to do anything for you. And, you know, sometimes those are the people that you have to be careful of. 47 seconds into it, and Trisha brings up, you know what, like what you're doing today, I don't think my audience is interested in it. I think it's starting off in the wrong foot.
Well, if you have any ideas for the podcast, I'm all ears, because we're out here, you know what I mean? Like, and we're trying. AB's put all this together. I do like plain pizza, I'll be honest. I could take it with olives. You prefer that?
I don't think I've ever had an olive. I'll try it.
You have never had an olive?
No, for real.
And what crust options are there?
See?
What's the difference between hand toss and pan?
Where's the original?
Oh, the thick boy, huh?
Okay, we'll just do all original. That's fine. Thank you.
He doesn't want all original. Watch what happens.
I want thick. I want thick.
Sorry. What? I'm sorry.
Look.
Yeah.
How
So
she's
one
dismissing
piece,
what he
and then-
wants.
I'm sorry.
No problem. So one box is going to be one piece of cheese, the other one is olive, pineapple, jalapeno.
Thick crust on that
Yes.
one. Thick crust on the pineapple one.
He's begging.
5805, and it's going to take about 15 minutes for pickup.
Okay, thank you so much.
Excuse me?
Okay,
She
bye.
hangs.
I want the thick crust. Why are you controlling my pizza order?
It's so complicated.
It's not. I want olives, pineapple, jalapenos. Ugh, seriously?
I thought this whole episode was beauty. Let's get the beauty products going.
That was
But
mine.
wait, Trisha, don't. Now, see, here's the thing. When she said in her video that she just made, I already watched both of them. Well, this one I watched yesterday, and then the one that she just did, why she quit Frenemies, I just watched this morning as I was putting on my makeup, right? I made me an eggnog coffee, you guys. Oh my God, iced. I need some right now. Oh, you should see the way I make my iced coffee. forget about it. Oh God, I love it, Code. Let's get into this drama.
Yeah, Hila was watching. She said, "Why didn't you tell her that she had powder on her lips?" I was like, I mean, I was staring at it the whole time.
So mean.
On my screen, it just looked like a glint on your lip gloss.
In the beginning, I said you
I
have
said
powder
so.
on your lips, but then you didn't get it all off, and the whole episode was just staring at.
Can we have Hila as a guest on our podcast?
No.
Why? Because people think like I hate her or she doesn't like me or something. Like I feel like we need to have like, because like you know what I mean. Like I like Hila so
She
much.
could sit in. Yeah, she could probably sit in.
You just said no, and now you're like.
It's just a snap judgment. She's busy. Don't talk about Hila. We're cutting this part out. She doesn't want to be talked about.
Are you fucking serious?
I'm serious. We have to cut this.
Uh-oh.
That's fucking crazy. Like,
Uh-oh.
what's the point? She doesn't want to be talked about.
Because she doesn't like that you're always bringing her up and saying how she doesn't like you and all this shit because it's not true and she finds it annoying because she doesn't want people to start thinking that like she doesn't actually like you.
Well, she does.
And I don't blame her. I don't blame Hila at all for her feelings and how she feels about what Trisha says, because those are unnecessary and disrespectful comments. So I totally agree with her. Plus, it's her prerogative if she doesn't want to be brought up. It really is. Okay, so.
Well, whatever. Just cut it out then. Shit, I'm serious.
I'll talk about it in mine. I don't care because that's so bullshit. I'm gonna stop talking about my personal life altogether then too.
Okay, whatever.
And then turn the H3 podcast and boring and it'll just go down the tube and no one will care because you guys are not honest and open about shit. So you cut everything out that's personal.
Anyways, you guys, this is a little bit called like when you take something and you globalize it. Like he's just talking about a specific Hila not wanting to be mentioned. And then Trisha goes, well, I'm just not going to talk about myself now. I won't be personal. And then she goes into these global things. You see what she just did? That has nothing to do with Hila not wanting to be on there. She just said, well, you guys aren't truthful. You know, you guys aren't being real. So she's starting to put on the boxing gloves. Okay? When he said Hila, when he said that, I think she saw the boxing gloves. She saw them because you could see a little bit in her face changed. And then right now she's putting them on, you guys. Okay? She's putting on the boxing gloves. Watch what happens.
It's like whatever.
It's very sad.
Why you can't even like mention her?
We mentioned her last episode. Because you know what, leave it in.
No.
Every time
No, don't.
you
I don't
go,
care.
why does Hila hate me? And she's like, I don't hate her. It's super annoying. Why does she keep saying that?
And
And
why
it's
doesn't
causing
she text me? Like just
text
me.
you.
Be like, hey, I don't hate you. You know what I mean? Like, but when she's like telling stuff about Moses,
Because I always
don't
say-
care.
Okay. Trisha says, well, why doesn't she text me? Okay. That's another, why doesn't she text you about what you are saying and what you are thinking, Trisha? See, Trisha can't think that maybe to Hila it's not that important. Just don't talk about me anymore. Hila's got her own business, her own stuff that she does. But in Trisha's mind, it's just all about her. Like, you know, the whole world is responding and the whole world. Like she wants to control every part of her world.
Yeah, we should cut this. Let's just move on.
No, but like in general, like
Okay,
I'm telling you now,
okay,
like,
stop. He just said at 31:53, let's just move on. And Trisha said no, in general, okay? That's important because in her video when she says why I quit Frenemies, over and over she says, I kept telling him, let's move on. Okay? That's one of the inconsistencies. You know, who knows what's real and what's not, which Trisha further validates in that second video by saying this whole thing that she does here, every time she comes on camera with us, it's a character. That's what she said, right? So here, that's part of the issue is that she always blurs the line between what's a troll and what isn't, what's a joke and what isn't, what's a character and what isn't. That's what she does.
text me and just be like, hey, I don't hate you, you know? But it's like she's telling Moses like, oh, she says
I
this,
think,
that.
okay,
like,
this is all off the record, but I think she's just really annoyed by the situation and she just needs some time.
what's the situation that I
Not anything to do with you, with Moses.
What'd he do?
Well,
He
Oh,
like is always Honestly, it has nothing to do with you.
Okay,
And I don't want to get in the middle of it.
So
But
why
it's
did
between him and her.
But she literally brought me up because I was like, we were watching TikTok and I saw the thing. Being
Okay,
like,
stay. Wait, whoa. Whoa, this is why right now, so I'm trying to catch it early. This is why you can never have a productive conversation with Trisha. This is why it's going to be very, very difficult for her to understand and to learn how to process her thoughts differently. That's what this is about, you guys, right? So then she goes, not we, but she goes into schizophrenia and she's hearing voices. She's going into these other things, right? To try to explain to us why this happens, right? But it's more than that, right? It's more like how she processes everything. Stimuli, all kinds of stimuli, whether it's touch, feel, hear. The way she processes it in her head is different than the way you and I process it. And that is really, I think, the challenge here for her. Because that challenge, and she did say in that other video that there's no pill or anything that she can take to really, fix her or, change her or something like that, she said. But it's hard. This is really, really difficult.
1 a.m. in the morning, she was like, what are you telling Trisha? Like, why is she saying this stuff on the podcast? Like, all this stuff.
Oh,
like,
so
yeah,
what?
Because she was irritated because you were like, I'm not inviting mom, and she was like, dude, why? Like, my mom doesn't need to see that. And I know,
God.
but it's like, Moses, why are you telling her that you're not close to us and that you're not close to your mom and you're not inviting your mom
But
to
you
the
guys
wedding?
talked about Moses on the podcast well before we started this one.
But it's not true.
Okay. Oh my God. So now Trisha went back months and months and months ago and she's like, well, you guys talked about Moses when he wasn't on the podcast or something. Do you see? You cannot win because her responses are not meant to reach an understanding or to reach a solution. That her responses are, she's got the gloves on now and she's jabbing. Right now, she's jabbing. Okay, just one jab. Okay, just one jab, right? And no matter what he says, the jab that she gives you comes like this. It comes from underneath. Like it comes from somewhere that is not even expected. The jab comes from somewhere that is so irrelevant. Okay? It is so irrelevant.
And he's not public. You guys are talking about him and shit.
It was a long time ago, Trisha.
Whatever. It's so fake, and that's why.
Now they're
That's
fake.
what it was, because you guys are fake as fuck and cut things out.
Okay, you're like on a thing now.
I'm
Right.
not. I just think it's so fake. It's so bullshit. It's like, oh, let's talk about
Hila asked not to be included, and I'm
okay.
respecting her request.
Right.
So I'm not talking about anything personal anymore.
Okay.
I won't talk about Moses. I won't talk about me. Like, it's just whatever. Who cares?
Should we? Well, like,
It's boring. Cut it. I didn't cut all of it. I literally couldn't care less. Let's just keep going.
why are you so upset?
It's just so bullshit. You guys are such bullshit. You guys are so fake, and it's like actually annoying.
Hey, why is
Okay, so see right now, the momentum is building. Okay, she's starting to, the jabs are going like this. They're not really boom, boom, boom like that, but they're like this. It's almost like, she's feeling like she has to protect herself, right? It's so sad because Trisha feels like she has to protect herself when she doesn't. She feels like she has to protect herself when someone's trying to love her or take care of her. There's something that comes up. I can't believe that she just said the word schizophrenic and she said she's hearing voices, and we're going to get into it in the next video, but it's just I want to keep saying that so you can see this in a different way.
It's fake that Hila doesn't want.
Because you're like, don't get in the middle of it, but then it's also, I see that it's about me and that my name's brought up, and it's like, okay, if my name's being brought
It's
up.
not about you. It's between Hila and her brother. Why do you need to get involved in that dynamic? Just let them sort it out. How is that fake?
But now you're like, don't talk about Hila, even though we can talk about Moses, we
She
can talk
needs-
about everybody, we talk about.
No, she
my
doesn't
family.
like that you
But see, the thing about it is, it's hard for Ethan to have the right response. But I just would have said, why to Trisha? Trisha, tell me why Hila doesn't have the right to say she doesn't want to be talked about. Like, why do you feel that's something that she has to do. And then she's talking about, well, that's because you guys talked about us and you didn't talk to us before you talked about us. And this was months and months ago.
So we have the same
Certain
conversation.
OnlyFans.
We have the same conversation every episode.
I
We
didn't
say,
bring her up
Hila
to
doesn't
that,
like me.
I didn't bring her
Hila
up to
doesn't
that.
ever say
I
hi
was
to
like,
me.
hey, can we have her as a guest? And then like, cut all that actually. She doesn't want to be talked about, period. Oh, okay, she's too good for this podcast. Alright, cool. I don't give a fuck.
No, because I know she needs some time
Okay, cool.
away from all this.
Great. Like, that's bullshit. I hate when you put that shit in my mouth. Like, that's so stupid.
I feel like you just did it now. You talked about how she doesn't like you. And he was like, I like her. I don't want her to keep saying that.
Fucking tapes. I didn't have her as a guest on because people think she doesn't like me and that I don't like her. And that's not true. And that's why I think she should be on. And then you're like, cut that. We can't talk about her. Oh, okay. She's too fucking good for this podcast. Cool. Love that.
No. Okay, she just called Hila a bitch. She just said that fucking bitch. And oh man, it's really, really sad to see this. Very sad. Look at him. He's backing
I don't
away.
care. Like,
Be
I don't
quiet.
care. And that's why I don't like. I'm not comfortable coming in his house because, like, I'm sorry.
I'm not sure how to respond because I feel like you're having
She is.
you're having like
So
a.
let's just move on then.
An
Don't
issue.
talk about it anymore. You're the one that's like talk about it.
Okay, let's move on. You want to move on?
Okay.
It's not like that.
It doesn't.
You guys
move
can
on.
chat off the show.
About me, even though I'm on the fucking H3 podcast channel for you guys, getting you guys more views overall, more subscribers overall. You guys.
She forgets about this when she says why I quit the Frenemies video. She forgets about this. Okay. He said, let's move on, and this is where she goes.
300,000 views this summer, so fuck off. Oh, but I'm too good. Don't talk about me, even though you're on my fucking channel.
So you are taking credit for the renaissance of the H3 podcast.
For sure. You guys, of course, I saw it this summer. It was fucking tanking. But, oh, and I'm on this, and people are more subscribing. People will say, I see it all the time. Not saying I'm the whatever, but people are like, oh, I came here because of Trish. Like, I found it. Because, of course, I bring a new audience to this channel.
In the video, why I quit the Frenemies video, she says that this was a character. She says this is a character. Okay.
She's
You
too
have
good.
She has a fucking podcast.
Look.
When you have a podcast,
look.
you talked about your life, talked about you guys talked about Moses and me.
Dude,
well before we did this podcast, you guys talked about us. Never once asked me anything.
No, it's because you always make the same comment about her.
Me
Whoa.
one thing this summer,
Whoa.
or when we Moses started dating. You never, but you guys talked about me.
I don't even know what you're on about.
She went like that,
She just
scared
doesn't
me.
want you all-
She's
She's
too
not
good.
too
Don't
good.
fucking mention my name. Meanwhile, you guys can talk about whoever you want. You guys talked about me all spring without me.
You can talk about whatever you want too. She just doesn't like that you always come on and make
She
the
has
same
a fucking
comment.
podcast. She's not a fucking private figure. She has
No,
a
but
podcast on this fucking
you guys
channel.
are family. It's different.
No, fuck
You're-
off.
you're-
Fuck her.
you're
I'm honestly
with
done.
her brother.
I won't come back here. Like, if you want me, I know you guys own that fucking building too, but like, I'm not gonna come back in this house because I'm so over it. She has a fucking podcast. She's a public
What about the
figure.
pizza
You guys
surprise?
talk shit about us. Like,
Wait, you guys, what does Ethan and Hila owning the building have to do with Trisha leaving, right? And what's interesting is even though Trisha is very, very sorry and, feels very bad about her behavior here and tries to explain how much she needs help and everything, the pizza, girl, you know what? That pizza has a hold on her. And for him to say, what about the pizza? I don't know. I mean, you know what? It's funny and it's not funny. Okay? It's funny because he's like, what about the pizza? Like, we know you're going to stay for the pizza, Trisha. Come on. And it's not funny because Trisha really takes it. And she's like really thinking about that food that's coming and really wants it. So it's not funny because it's just.
I'm so fucking over it.
Dude, it's
It's
not
bad.
like that.
But it is. You guys had free reign to talk about, especially me. You guys didn't even contact me. You guys were talking to Moses, but not me, and talk about me all spring. My
It's
relationship
a
with Moses,
family
all this
issue.
stuff.
It's a family issue.
Okay.
It's between Moses and Hila.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Great.
Why don't you believe
And
that?
it was between me and Moses this spring, but you guys had a fucking chime in about, oh, I don't like it. That's
Yeah.
what she said.
And
Hila
when
specifically
Moses-
was like, I don't like it. I don't like
When
it.
Moses
Like,
asked me not to talk about it, we stopped talking
you
about it.
guys didn't.
Yes, we did. After the time when I showed the text between
Whatever. All this is gonna be cut. It's so pointless. I literally don't care. Cut it. Don't give a shit. Don't give a shit about you guys. Like, I literally don't care. My Moses doesn't like you, and you guys don't like him, and that's cool. I'm
See, that's
happy.
the-
See? See? See what I mean? She says, I don't care. She says, you don't like Moses and Moses doesn't like you. It's like, how? Okay, I'm talking too much.
You can't. That's stupid.
But it's true. It's so
Well, that's
true.
fucked up. That's the kind of shit you say that makes Hila mad, because you go, Moses doesn't like you. And so what you're doing is you're causing problems in their family.
That's so not true.
And that's fucked up.
You told
And
Trisha that
she doesn't want any more of that.
excuses. It's like, who the fuck are you, bitch?
Say what? What did she say?
She said, I read it. I saw it because I was on fucking TikTok.
Yeah, maybe you shouldn't read his private fucking message
When
with
I'm
his
on
sister.
TikTok and there's a message that comes up and I see it, I'm not reading it. I see it.
Yeah,
and
no,
I see
you're
my name
reading his
being
private
brought up.
messages with his sister. You shouldn't do that. Unless he shares it with you.
And he does.
Okay, so what did he say? So what did she say?
We're not going to talk about it.
It's not, look, exactly. This is
But
what she
when my
doesn't want.
name's being brought up, I'm not going to fucking
She's
whatever.
not talking about you. She's having a conversation with her brother.
Mm-hmm. Alright, cool. No, let's move on.
Yeah, I think we should move on. We have pizza on the way. You're just gonna forsake all the pizza.
I don't want to come back here for real, to the house, because I don't feel comfortable to your house. I don't want to be in here.
You don't want to eat the pizza?
Oh my
We
God.
can finish this episode, but I'm just telling you.
Are you still excited for the pizza or
Right?
not?
Yeah, I can't wait.
That's sarcastic. I'm still excited for the pizza. Can we move past this?
When I have a kid, I'm not gonna have nannies. That's for damn sure.
Oh, great. So see what just happened? So I'm just bringing this up because Trisha, she does apologize, but it's always with an excuse and everything else. And I can't believe that I keep going back to that video, but here she goes again, out of nowhere. She said something about, I'm not having a nanny. Well, why are you, oh God, why did you dig that up, Trisha? What does their family having a nanny have to do with you being upset that Hila doesn't want you or anyone to talk about her? Do you see? And this happens a lot in a lot of arguments that people have when they don't have communication tools. If you are serious about being in a relationship and you want to get along with someone and you guys have communication issues, going to a counselor and learning some communication tools and learning how to read each other and saying, okay, this is an extreme though, but if you have someone like Trisha in your life, I do hope you don't. But if you do, it's extreme. This is an extreme case to deal with on an everyday basis. So what is up with Moses?
What does that mean? You're not gonna have a babysitter when you have a kid? How are you gonna do anything? What does that mean? Our parental abilities?
Let's just move on.
Oh.
There's no attack. I just made a comment.
Is there something wrong with having a nanny?
In my eyes, yes.
Really?
You just keep doing the.
What about daycare?
Daycare's different.
Why?
Nannies are like people who come here and take care of your child all day.
Because we're working.
I'm not attacking your parental choices. You do whatever you want.
Then why'd you bring it up? It's none of your
Why did
business.
you make that comment then?
Right.
I'm just saying. I heard a nanny upstairs and I was like, oh, I just don't want to have a nanny.
Why'd you say it?
I want to have a nanny. I heard a nanny upstairs.
But clearly you're trying to say something about us.
I'm not at all. That's you.
Really? You just said it out of nowhere when you're mad at me?
You're projecting that.
No, I'm not.
Mom and dad did that. My mom was a single mom, and we still never had a nanny.
Okay, but you know what? This is so pointless. You know that. Just let people do. Why is it that everyone has to not have a nanny? If you believe that you don't need a nanny, that's okay. And if someone needs a nanny, that's okay too. So why did you know what? It makes no sense. You can't try to make logic out of what Trisha Paytas says. There's no logic to what she says, no matter how you try to look at it. There isn't any logic because everything that she says are just words and sentences that are thrown out there. They really are. And it's where they come from that needs to be looked at. You know what I mean? When she says, well, you have a nanny, that was a snidey remark. That was awful, and that is none of your business, Trisha. But she's bringing it up in the midst, right, of Hila not wanting to be mentioned on a podcast. What is this, Hila's punishment? In her mind, it might be.
When you were like 1.5?
She worked at night.
And nobody watched you?
My brother.
Oh, well, he doesn't have a brother or a sister. So should he just be by himself?
You have family, don't you? You can't be with his grandparents?
See?
They're not here.
They're
they have
very
a life.
close.
I wish,
They have a life.
I would let them come.
That's what family does.
So-
My grandma watched me.
Okay, so then it's the problem with my family.
Sure, put that out there if that's the narrative you want to say, sure.
Oh boy.
Whatever you want me to say, I will. If you want me to say that.
I'm just trying to follow the thread because you're upset.
There's
you're
no
trying
threat. I
No.
literally made a comment that if I'm lucky enough to have kids, because I can't fucking have kids, that I'll be with them all the fucking time and make sure I can spend as much as I can with them. And then when
Don't you think it's healthy to be away from them sometimes?
I don't think it's healthy. This conversation is not healthy. I don't think it's healthy for Ethan to ask her these questions right now, right? Because no matter what answer you get from her, it's a bunch of BS. None of this matters. None of this is none of her business to begin with. He is a bit manipulated. He is manipulated right now because you can't play into this. You can't. You have to ask different questions. This isn't taking her out of wherever she is right now, whatever planet she's existing on. It's one of where her abuse or whatever she's been through in her life that's been negative, that's where she is living. And that's why everything she sees, everything she says, everything she does comes from that place. And it hurts so bad. That place is so raw, right? Because it's never really been worked on. You know, it's never been healed. There's so much work that it's so deep. It's so deep, right? She should be left alone. She should be in a treatment center, like in a, a treatment center that treats all different psychological, physical, mental, spiritual. That's what she needs. By herself for like 6 months or a year, to get better. That's what she needs.
And do you know what it's like being with a 1.5-year-old?
Of course not, because I don't have a parent.
Right.
It's a little insensitive because I'm infertile, and it's a really issue that I struggle
Well,
with.
I
so.
ask is because you
I
realize
don't
that you
have
can't do
kids,
any
so when
work when you're with.
that, you're saying, do you have kids, or are you in my face that I don't?
Another trigger.
No, that's not what I was doing.
It's exactly what you're doing, because I don't have kids.
No,
so why would you ask
my
a question
point was that
you know?
you're assuming that it's so easy for me to be with a 1.5-year-old, not knowing how insane and like nonstop it is, that I wouldn't be able to do anything else with the rest of the day when I have work to do. I have to work. I'm an adult. I have a job.
I think
like
this
most
is a
adults
waste
do.
of time. I don't think that Ethan owes anyone an explanation of why he has a nanny. Certainly not Trisha.
Help.
So you're criticizing my mom.
You said I gave you my perspective.
No, I want your perspective.
Ethan, no.
That's all I said.
Well, I do wish you guys have a kid, and I'm sure it'll be great. And I hope that you quit doing everything you do in life just to be with that kid
I would make it work,
24/7.
because I
You
work
would
for
make
myself, and you
Right.
know what? That's when you find someone.
And I hope
mom, my
Moses.
sister.
I hope Moses quits every single thing
Oh
he
my
does
God,
to be with the
Ethan.
kid every single moment when you are.
Ethan is making it
He
worse.
doesn't want to. Whatever he wants to do.
Yeah, like everybody does with kids.
Yeah.
They quit everything they do.
When you have a kid, you should try and be with us.
No, Ethan. She goes
Ethan.
off.
Strangers.
She's going to go off. It's going to go off right
What
now.
are we talking about?
Hila being too good for me to talk about on this podcast. Don't even fucking mention her. She's a fucking queen. Like, don't even fucking mention me on the podcast.
Right, that's
you
why.
know I'm a literal podcaster.
We're
Right,
going.
That's why.
It's going.
Oil. You want to do the oil?
Sure.
The
It's good.
pizza's
She's
here,
gonna go off.
everybody. Woo!
She's doing this.
The pizza's here.
She's jumping right
We had
now.
to pull
Inside.
the down while you were gone.
Inside.
I took another text from your sister.
Now she really goes
Back
off.
to the house.
Moses is there. Watch.
Moses said, "What happened?" This is the literal meme where you walk in with the pizza and the room's on fire. This is the literal meme where you come back with the pizza. Oh my God.
I just left to get pizza.
This is literally. She's really upset because she was saying how Hila doesn't like her.
Hila says, don't talk about me on the podcast. All I said was just shove the guest. He's like, we can't mention Hila. She doesn't want me to talk about, she's too good for a fucking podcast. Even though we were talked about, they never once consulted me.
I said it's a
She has a fucking podcast. I brought light to the fucking Nature channel, but Hila's too fucking good to even mention her name. I said nothing bad. I said, like, we should have her as a guest or whatever. Like, I don't even mention Hila. She doesn't want me to talk about.
Okay.
I literally don't care. Literally, I don't want to come back because I really fucking hate her.
She hates
She was
Hila.
making comments about
Hila.
the family and how.
I wasn't. That wasn't it. I said, Hila should be a
That's
guest
why-
on the podcast, and you're like, don't fucking mention Hila. She's the one talking about, oh, a fucking queen. You guys talk about my shit all the time, but her, don't fucking mention her name. Dumb fucking bitch.
Okay.
I think we should end it, honestly.
Yeah, I think so too.
That's right. He says go.
She's such a fucking bitch.
She's not.
And you are too, and you're a fucking cunt.
You
You
take.
have no fucking
cunt.
backbone.
All right, you should leave. We'll
Yeah.
talk later.
Yeah, you should
You
leave.
should get
I am
out.
going, but
Yeah.
I'm not talking later. Fucking bitch, you too. Go back here, fucking dumb, I could care less.
It's not about dumping. I don't know what happened. You better just. Well, if just so you know what happened, she was talking about like how you're like my mom's, and she says like your brother hates you and your mom's not. It's like she says this stuff in passing and it really upsets Hila. So she started saying this stuff and I said Hila asked that we don't talk about this stuff anymore. So that's it. That's all that happened. No, I know. Okay, but I'm just telling you so you know the situation you're dealing with. All right.
Okay.
Well, everybody.
Okay, you guys, can someone explain to me why did this guy sit here? Anyways, I don't need to finish. We don't need to watch anymore. I'm just gonna finish this video by saying that. First of all, can you imagine what Moses went through in the car? Okay, we saw what we saw, but I'm sure it got really bad and much more heightened and just more chaotic, drama-filled, screaming and crying, blaming, name-calling in the car. Okay, so it's one of those episodes that Trisha had. But this one was a big one, right? And I can't wait to get into the other video that she made, why she quit. So this one was a big one because I think she has her awareness has increased as she's gotten older, and she can feel and see herself a little differently, and she can step away, when she's not in this state. She can step away and she can feel herself with being embarrassed and being ashamed, and we're going to talk a lot more about being embarrassed and being ashamed and saying I'm sorry, and all of these really, really sad things that are happening in Trisha Paytas' life. This is December 2020. I think that this has been a very challenging year for her. I think it's going to get more challenging. I know a lot of us, but I can say that, I myself included, we're waiting to see what happens with the house and how that goes, and the party and the drama and the chaos that we're going to have in the house. But just remember, this is Trisha Paytas is a live human being, and she is literally suffering. No one can be happy like this. If you're projecting, or if you're saying things that you don't mean, or you get mad, or you hit someone, or get just the sooner you just look at it, especially these days, there's no shame in anything. The sooner you look at it and you say, you know what? And right now is a great time for counseling because of COVID-19. It's mostly on the phone, or you can do, what's it called? FaceTime or something. But right now is a great time. Everyone should be in counseling right now just because of COVID and what we're going in through society. But you guys just, I don't know, what am I saying? Just keep your thoughts for Trisha. I know that, we can talk about her behavior, but at the end of the day, she is suffering and she is a human being. And I do feel really bad for her. And yeah, sorry it was such a sad video, but I'll see you in my next one. Bye.